During the 17th and 18th centuries, nearly 200 wooden synagogues were built in Poland. But during the Nazi occupation, almost all of them were destroyed. Very few records survived the war. Now, after years of research, a team of educators is going to bring this lost world back to life. It's early June in Synagogue, Poland, where Rick and Laura Brown are beginning a new workday on site. Their organization, Handshouse Studio, has spent the last 8 years preparing for this summer. Over the course of the next 3 months, groups of students from across the globe will first join a team of highly skilled traditional carpenters from the Timber Framers Guild to rebuild the roof of the exquisite synagogue, and later begin work painting the interior panels.
In Handshouse, we've replicated a wide range of historic objects from different time periods and different technologies. What makes this project probably our most significant is that all the social political forces that were present at the time that these synagogues were built and then destroyed still has a very significant relevance today. And so it makes the project very, very alive and dynamic.
I'm going to try to give you a rundown of where we have started and where we are right now. The ceiling is indoors. There's a lot of curved pieces in there that have to be hollowed out. That's Jim Cricker, that's heading up that section. The next part are the log walls. That's John Nininger.
Right there.
He has the hardest job getting people to hew the big logs for him. Next step up are going to be the box frame, which is a smaller square that juts up about 7.5 feet. That is Bob Smith. Not knowing the logs, not knowing our axes, not knowing the students, we are surprisingly close to our schedule. We're thrilled.
The key partner for this project has been the Museum of the History of Polish Jews in Warsaw. Once finished, the roof will be a centerpiece in the core exhibition of the newly completed museum.
When you go there, when you see the material, when you see the tools, when you're in there, when you listen to what's going on, when you see the very focused people, then you have no doubt that this is some new value being developed, and this is fantastic. And this is what the museum stands for. To bring it to life, you need to develop huge program that will explore the fields in which this tradition and culture still exists.
That's it.
This semester in my university I had a project to do with designing a synagogue, a mosque, and I went to the site of the Polish Jews History Museum, and there was a huge banner saying, "Help us build the timber roof of the synagogue." And from that moment I knew that I have to come here. Hard work is the thing that joins us, that makes us feel like a kind of big family, actually.
And then on the other side,
I also have this feeling that, you know, in a few years this roof will be in a Jewish History Museum. That will also be like kind of awesome for me, you know, because I will have this feeling that I actually created part of history.
That's good. That's good. Oh, yeah. You know, I've told my students that students can make history, and we're doing it right here. We've done it in the last 6 weeks. So let's all give all ourselves a round of applause.
Only a few days after the completion of the roof structure, Rick, Laura, and the next group of students are moving into their new workspace in the city of Rzeszów.
These synagogues were painted all in the interiors, and as artists, that's a very attractive and a very intriguing task to try to replicate a painting using black and white photographs.
Keeping with the Handshouse method, all of the paints to be used are handmade versions of the same colors used by the 18th century craftsmen. Each tone must be rediscovered from a shade of gray found in photographs made more than 80 years ago.
I've worked with color for so long and I love colors. I'm able to kind of mix them and have like 5 things on the plate, and then we have discussions, and then we can choose the colors. If we like this color, how could it be formalized that it could be repeated and it could create the same color by different people again and again and again.
And orange could come into the flowers.
We're talking about this deep red here and using it here.
We're still kind of struggling with the red, you know, how bright, how warm, how cool, and so we're having to make artful decisions based on what we feel an artist would have done. It's done.
After Rzeszów, the Handshouse team moves their worksite to other cities in Poland, Krakow, and then Wrocław. With nearly 200 student painters working over a span of 2 summers, Rick and Laura must create a way to maintain consistency. Every student is required to draft and paint a series of guide images before they are allowed to work on the final panels.
Today we're in Wrocław, and we're into our final work week here. We have 4 days, and we're doing everything we can to analyze how we can make the process be as efficient as possible and hopefully come in on target.
Even though you're doing work every day for many hours, you look up and you see the synagogue structure and you're reminded of why you're doing it.
All the artists who are working on this project, whether Jewish or not, whether Polish or not, are here because they really believe in the project. They believe that they're doing something good.
Here's where we are today. We've completed about 1/3 of the painting, but next summer we hope to get another 100 students to come to Poland to finish the entire painting. In Sonic, we got to the point where we put all the parts of the timber frame together and then knock them down and put them in storage for the winter. At the end of next summer, we want to bring the roof structure and the finished painting panels together and assemble them and put them in their final position in the museum. We may have the hardest part still ahead of us, but we can't wait to get back to work.